Oh, this is so weird. Oh, you have some dust on the lens. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Hi everyone! Wow, there is still dust on the camera. That's how long I haven't filmed for. What is happening? I don't know how to film anymore. Do I wear a hat? Do I not wear a hat? Decisions. Hi everyone! For those of you who can't remember who the hell I am, my name is Emma. And I just kind of disappeared off of BookTube this last month. I believe I mentioned in my February wrap up that I had a new job and I was gonna take some time to myself to kind of get used to this new lifestyle, and that kind of just turned into me not filming. I kind of done it deliberately, but then it was always in the back of my mind, like, I'm not filming, and I didn't feel part of the community. Like, I found I wasn't even watching a lot of BookTube because I felt like I had major FOMO. I was like, if I watch these videos, I'm gonna feel like, oh my god, I'm so behind on content. So I just kind of didn't watch videos. So if I haven't commented on any of your new videos, that's why. I'm just the worst. But I have really missed filming and talking about books and all that good stuff. I was in a post BookTube Games slump, which obviously didn't help RE BookTube, but we're getting over it, kind of, and I feel like I am now in a position, I'm gonna jinx myself, haven't I? I feel like I'm finally in a position where I can juggle life, work, reading, BookTube. I mean, let's be real, I could never juggle it when I had fuck all to do. So maybe it's actually more a case of I have some damn structure in my life and it makes me function better. I don't know. We never know. If you have forgotten that, channel's always a mess. If you're new, hi, channel's always a mess. That should literally just be what my channel is called now, like BookTube mess. That whole sentence was a mess. So we're gonna shut up now. We're gonna pretend like the last month, I was gonna say we're gonna pretend like it didn't happen, but then we're gonna talk about it, so that doesn't really work. Basically, hi, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm doing good, relatively, you know, life. But yes, I am here, I'm alive, I am back, bitches, and we're going to do my March wrap up. Before I get into the books that I read in March, I just want to say a huge thank you to you all for sticking around. Like, I know the community as a whole is so like welcoming and understanding, and I don't know why I'm saying welcoming as if I haven't been here forever, but you know, obviously we always encourage people to take breaks if they need them, but not everyone who watches BookTube and, you know, enjoys the content is a part of the community in a sense. They are very much, you know, I want the content, if you stop, I'm away. So it just means a lot that like in the last 3-4 weeks my sub count hasn't drastically changed. I think I've only lost like 1 or 2 subscribers, which I know some people aren't as lucky when they take a break, and obviously I know that sub counts are very relative and they are not the way to measure your success on YouTube, but it's kind of how it goes. And yeah, I'm just glad you guys have stuck around. I must be doing something right if you're willing to wait for me. I'm not quite on Lily C. Reid's level where I can go away for like a whole year. That would be amazing. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine like just having that people waiting for you? Can't speak today. But yeah, just thank you for sticking around. I know it was only a couple of weeks, but I'm back. Watch this. Everyone will be like, oh fuck, I forgot I was subscribed to her. Bye, the minute the video pops up. Either way, I'm here. Thank you all for being so supportive and lovely and everything. And I am going to, I was going to say I'm going to go edit, but for once I'm not filming on the same day as uploading. I mean, I could change my schedule, but I'm not going to. I have like 2 full days to edit. Yes, I can have a nap. Look at me, prioritizing, getting things done. What am I talking about? On with the video, I guess. We're not even in focus. honestly, I think the camera gets it. Like, we're not here for this. We're all here for those. So, you know, just focus on those instead. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, no, we changed our minds. We want me again. Now, I was having a giggle to myself when I thought about what video I was going to film first, because I would usually do my haul and then do my wrap up kind of at the beginning of the next month, just in case I finish a book on the last day. But I thought it'd be really, really funny to do a wrap up, because obviously a wrap up wraps up the month, typically on BookTube, the books that we have read. However, as I mentioned, I started a new job. So I wanted to kind of mention that, and I find it funny because my job is making beeswax wraps. So literally a wrap up. You take one of these bad boys and you put your sandwich, your food, whatever. I should really have something to demonstrate. Let's use my phone. It's healthy. My phone's not, it's an apple. So you have an apple, you bung it on the wrap, you fold it. This is really hard in the middle of the air. You basically just wrap it like you would with cling film, except it's cleanable, reusable, and non-plastic. Boom! Airtight, fresh apple at lunchtime. I don't know why I'm doing this like a fucking product placement, because it's not. I kind of have to demonstrate these, because when you say to people, oh, I make beeswax wraps, they look at you like, cool. And like, you have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. So basically, cling film or saran wrap is plastic, it's one use only, it's shit. Get yourself some beeswax wraps. Honestly, I'm not even joking, like, these things keep your food so freaking fresh. So yeah, we do multiple sizes. Here's a big one. Emma's had a great idea for this wrap up. So yes, the main thing that happened in March that I'm wrapping up was the fact I got a new job. Now that's over and the pun is over, let's get on to the books that I read. Oh shit, just dropped them all, Ems. Oh, why are they right behind me? So the first book that I finished in March, I started pretty much the last day of the BookTube games, and I managed to power my way through it and finish it before the slump hit, because I was part of a blog tour for this book, so you know, spoilers for like one of my last videos. And that book is wrapped up nicely in my beeswax wrap. You guys are going to be so fed up. I'm probably going to talk about these in every video. I love them. But this book is probably ruined by beeswax and nice and sticky. Lost Girls of Camp Forevermore by Kim Fu. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it has been a hot minute since I picked this up. While there's definitely wax all over my book, won't be doing that again. Hope you enjoyed it. It ain't happening. Savor it. It's been a hot minute since I read this, and as I say, the slump was trying to hit me. So I don't recall a lot of what happened in this book, but I do remember it involved 5 girls, a summer camp, a kayaking trip, and some not so great things. I will have my actual proper coherent review linked below and above, and any direction I can link things. I don't know, YouTube's probably changed in the 3-4 weeks that I've been gone, so who knows what the fuck you can do now. But I really enjoyed this. I gave it, I think I literally have my document right next to me. I gave it 4 stars. Have I had this discussion? I think we've had a brief discussion about how new adult needs to stop being erotic college people. So I would put this as new adult, because it's like, if you base it on age, it's about adults but also like kids, and I would put it as new adult. Okay, that's what I'm marketing it as. 4 stars, really interesting book, nice and short, coherent thoughts somewhere else. This next book was anticipated at 5 stars for me. I got it like 3 years ago. I was like, I'm gonna love it. It's exactly like, it sounds exactly like the sort of thing I would like, steampunk, dystopian. And then of course I was reading it when the slump hit, so that kind of hindered everything, and because it took me forever to read it, my enjoyment wasn't as much. And basically I gave Everland by Wendy Spinell, I don't like names that have multiple possible pronunciations. I gave this 3 stars, which was so disappointing. Like, it was a good book, and this is the thing, like, if somebody said, oh, I'm thinking of reading that, would you recommend it? I'd be like, absolutely. I think what ultimately let it down, and if I remember, I will link my Goodreads review, because it's a Peter Pan retelling, but is it actually a Peter Pan retelling, or is it a story that had some possible sort of similarities that someone picked out and then they went, hey, let's just give this girl wings and change her name to Bella, and let's call this guy Pete, and let's call these people the Lost Kids, and oh, let's make this guy's initials Hook, and hey, why not we just make there be random crocodiles going about London and call them Tick and Talk? It was just, I mean, you know what really gets me, right? If it was actually a Peter Pan retelling, the main character would have been called Wendy, not Gwen. But obviously, Wendy didn't want to write a book about a girl called Wendy, so I'm starting to think, did she write this as a Peter Pan retelling, or did somebody pick it up and kind of go, this could be a Peter Pan retelling, make it one. So, kind of annoying, but yeah, like, it was a good book. But that kind of, yeah, see, when I first went to this wrap up, I was like, don't know why I don't like this book so much, and now I'm getting really angry with it, so bye. I then had a 5-star read, and this was always going to be a 5-star read, and I'm telling you right now, the day that this author gives me anything but a 5-star read, the world has ended, because I do not believe she can write anything other than 5-star reads. And that is Everdark by Abby Elphinstone. This is a World Book Day book, which, I don't know what they do in other countries, but in the UK we get these tiny little novellas, and they're £1, or kids get a little voucher, they get like a book day book token and they can trade it for one of these. I freaking love Abby Elphinstone. This is sort of like a prequel to her new The Unmapped Chronicles series, which I just got approved for Rumble Star on NetGalley. Sobbing. It will be my next read once I finish my current read, because my current read's a NetGalley read, so I can't read that on Kindle and Abby's book on Kindle, and it's killing me because they're both my most anticipated reads of the year. We're all good, we're calm. But I don't want to tell you like anything about this because it's literally 100 pages, like spoiler central. But Abby, just, her stories are always full of just magic, kids who find their self-worth and belief in themselves, and they just are so and she always has kick-ass sidekicks, by the way, like hell yes. So I implore everybody and anybody to pick up Abby Elphinstone's books. Like, I would have died over her books as a middle grade child. I die over them as an adult. So I then had a 4-star read, which was the audiobook of Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Hell yeah, I got that right. I love a good audiobook, right? And I find them so helpful to me when I have migraines. Like, I get the visual aura, so I have to just lie down in the dark, and it's very boring and I can't see, so you know, kind of need to listen to things. And it's great like if I'm tidying, or if I'm doing like painting or like artsy crafty stuff, you know, it's something to listen to other than music, which I quite enjoy, because I sometimes find I get too distracted with music, like I can't focus, which makes no sense because you can tune music out, you kind of need to listen to an audiobook. My brain doesn't make sense, okay? I don't think I have given a single audiobook, bar the Harry Potter audiobooks, 5 stars. I'm gonna check. I've listened to 3 audiobooks this year, and every single one of them has had 4 stars. And I'm starting to think, because I know that I've said before, like Radio Silence, I said that would have been a 5 stars if I read it physically. Monday's Not Coming probably would have been a 5-star if I'd read it physically. And what I'm thinking, right, I think the problem is I listen to books via BookBeat because they have a great selection and, you know, whatever. But max speed is 2 times speed, and a lot of audiobook narrators speak very slowly. So when you put it up to 2 times speed, they're really just talking normally. And I want them to talk like really freaking fast that I can barely understand them, you know what I mean? So I think, especially with Monday's Not Coming, with it being kind of a mystery, because it was being read quite slow, I wasn't getting to, like, I was getting a short amount of a story, like I wasn't getting a lot of story for my time. So I was getting through it slow, and with a mystery you're like, I want to find out. So I think that's what's been hindering my audiobooks. Besides that, Monday's Not Coming follows a girl whose best friend Monday has went missing, I've literally just at the second remembered the ending and I'm like, oh. But yeah, it's so hard because, as I say, like, the book was enjoyable. I was gonna say something about it that might be a spoiler, so when the hand goes down, look away. I think the book tried a little too hard to be We Were Liars. It's got quite a We Were Liars-esque ending, and I wasn't shooketh like I probably should have been. But you know, despite that, I do think the actual audiobook itself is what let the book down for me. The narrator was great, you know, the story was great. It's just, I wasn't getting as much of the story in one go as I probably would have if I was physically reading it. And my final read, unless I finish something else this month, which I doubt it because I literally have tomorrow, was a NetGalley arc. But I read Extraordinary Birds by Sandy Stark McGuinness. Look at me remembering these names. This book, what did I say? Did I say this? I have no idea. This video is a mess. Wow. I gave this book 4 stars and I was surprised. Going into it, I was like, oh, I'm not sure what this is going to be. Started reading it and I was like, oh my god, is this magical realism? I was like, it's going to be a 5-star read. Realised it's just normal contemporary. And it was very, like, unsure of its rating. You know, like, usually you read a book and you're like, oh yeah, it'll be this. And it was very much going from like 3-star to 5-star to 2 to 4. Like, it could not get its rating down until the end. But ultimately, the book got 4 stars just because I loved the actual characters themselves, and can you see I'm just bullshitting right now? I have no fucking clue why I liked the book. I just know I did. I'm like trying to think what I wrote in my Goodreads review and I'm like, look, this month has been a hot mess, and when you're not filming, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I decide, oh, I'm not going to film just now, obviously not knowing when I was going to come back, my brain has not retained the information of these books. But essentially, Extraordinary Birds follows a girl called December who thinks she's a bird. She's like trying to fly away. She's in the foster system, and it's just, it's such a sweet little book and I enjoyed it. This is why I very rarely do positive book reviews. Rant reviews, I have a shitload to say. Good reviews, I'm just like, it was so good, please read it. That's meant to be my sobbing voice, because apparently I just sob if I love a book. Who knows? But yes, those are my 5 books. This has been my worst reading month of the year. I mean, there's only 3 months in the year, so like, not that big a deal. But saying that, I only read 8 books in January. So like, it's not that far down. And you can't really count February when it was the booktube games. So I'm really happy with the fact that I read 5 books, considering I read like literally 3 of them in like the last week. So I am pleased. Like, I am not ashamed. Like, never be ashamed of the number of books you read, by the way. Just like to preach for a second here. I know it's like preaching to the choir, but legit, if you read 1 book a year, it doesn't matter, you still read. I feel really weird filming. My throat actually hurts from talking so much, and I'm planning to film my haul straight after. So enjoy this look, because I ain't changing for you. Yeah, I guess that's it. All that's left to do is wrap up the video. Oh my god, that's exactly what I should do. I should wrap up. Bye. Wow. Oh my god, I could wrap each book in it.